thing ever.
Okay, so we're now live, and we all know your true nature now.
This is really beginning to tell on me bad.
Well, you know what? I had a dream last night I was pregnant, and you were delivering the baby.
Me?
Yes.
Me?
Yes. No, you.
I'm telling you right now, if that were ever the case, I would have fainted way long time ago because I can't handle. I can't handle those kinds of things.
Well, I was trying to get my negligee on, and it wouldn't fit because my stomach was sticking out too far. So go figure.
I just can't deal with that.
All right, let me do our official introduction.
Okay.
So welcome to the Lunch Bunch at the Spiritual Neighborhood. The Spiritual Neighborhood is a grassroots community project of the Council of Families for Children dedicated to the quality of life for the body, mind, and spirit, and for the integration of a healthy, happy human. And today we have Kay Horn with us. And Gail, you know her better than anybody, so why don't you do the official introduction?
Well, Kay Horn is a spiritual artist and a mentor. I've known Kay for years. She's amazing. And I think the first time I'd ever seen her was a fair I was doing in Dallas. And I went to her for a painting. Didn't say anything to her about what I wanted to know. And oh my gosh, the answer to my question was amazing. It was an eye-opener, and I spent 3 days after that healing that situation. So I'm very grateful to Kay. But Kay, can you tell everybody what soul portraits are?
Right, they're an abstract representation of your soul energies at the moment that I'm painting them. They include a written channel message from my guides about your destiny, reason for being, any other information you may need to know. I hear it on the left side of in my left ear, actually, on the left side of my head, and it comes in one word at a time. So I don't really know what it means unless it's yes or no, until I go back and read it later. I'm just praying the whole time that it makes sense when I go back and read it to people, and it does. So then I just paint an abstract representation of their energies using the colors they've chosen. So, and then while I'm reading, when I'm painting for them, I'm giving them additional information. So you're getting a psychic reading, original piece of art, and a written channel message, right? Mm-hmm.
And you've been doing this a long time, because the date on my painting is from 2014. I met you at a retreat with Gail again, so.
Yeah, I've been doing this since 2012.
Oh, so I got you when you were still fresh.
Yeah. So far I've painted for over 1,300 people. So.
Oh my.
Yeah,
wow.
It's incredible. I can't believe it. I just show up, and a little bit at a time, like 10 or 12 a month or so, something like that.
That's awesome.
We have a lot of fun, yeah. It really has helped me. My husband passed away unexpectedly in 2010. My mother 2009 before then. And then I had a grandson that passed away in 2012. So it's really helped me get over the grieving process and to reinvent myself. And it's been a great pleasure for me. It's been a healing process for me. So I'm very, very thankful to my guides for giving me the information to move forward in that manner. So it's exciting.
Well, I have two questions. The first is, how did you figure out that you could do this? And so just answer that one, then I'll ask my second question.
Well, I took channeling classes with my mom. It seems like every time there's something devastating in my life that has happened, it seems devastating to me, then something spiritual comes out of it for me. So Mom and I took channeling classes, and Mom started talking like right off the bat, and I realized that I'd been talking to, my mother was always confusing to me because she was either very naive or very wise, and I never knew who I was going to get, right? So my mom, her guardian angel, Ruthia, announced herself, second class, right off the bat, and I go, oh my God, I've been talking to her all my life. And so me, I was kind of self-conscious, so I focused on writing instead of speaking. So I just kept writing, and I always wrote about God and all things and all there is, and I had no clue what any of that was. But I just kept on doing it because it was fun and I was bored with life. So then I started writing a lot after my husband passed because it was unexpected. The second year after he passed, my guides gave me a list of things to do and how to move forward in my life. Number like 8 on that list, right after like clean off the patio and buy new plants and replace the garage, was announce God's light to those of your kind. I go, well, great. Where's the book on how to do that? So I said, okay, how am I going to do that? And so they gave me a 2-page explanation. They tell me what colors to use, how to do it, abstract representation. And I've always painted, but I'd never painted abstracts until I started doing this. So they gave me a whole list of what colors to use, where to do it at, fairs, that sort of thing. I didn't even know. And down the street, there was a metaphysical store, Miracles of Joy, just, less than a mile from me, and I was clueless about that. But anyway, I stopped in there one day, and after I had told my friends what I wanted to do, and I asked for volunteers, and so I just started with them, and I still have good news was they got a free painting. Bad news is some of them haven't received it yet, because I still use them as examples. But I stopped in at Miracles of Joy, and I said, this is what I do. Do you think anybody would like to do that? And she says, it was Joy's daughter, Tiffany, that I talked to, and she said, I don't know, we'll call you back. So 2 weeks later, she calls back, says, we're having a fair next week. Do you want to paint? And I go, okay. I was terrified, but I showed up, and I started doing it, and so that's how I knew I could do this. It was just moving through the fear and following my guide's advice. And so it's they've never led me astray.
Do you ever run across a person that you just don't have a message for?
There's been probably 4 that I've had a difficult time connecting with, maybe 4 people out of 1,300. Yeah, and what I've discovered is that one of them, the lady was quite elderly. And then there was another young woman that was maybe 16, 17 years old, but she had been extremely abused. So what I've discovered is when the life force is not vibrant within a person, it's difficult to connect with that energy. And that's really kind of what I'm connecting with, is their soul energy, their life force energy. And so sometimes I don't know, I call it surface things, what you do for a living, that sort of thing. I kind of know what you're doing, but not exactly, so I have to ask people, but I know what's going on with you on a soul level.
That's fascinating. That's really, so can you just kind of describe what people can expect if they've never had this experience with you? What's going to happen?
Well, I hold their wrist. I used to hold hands, but somebody gave me a really severe case of strep throat, so I don't do that anymore.
Yeah.
So I hold your wrist. I say prayers for both of us. I start out by, I open up my sacred heart space to yours. So I see light going from my chest to yours, and it comes out your forehead, your third eye into mine, usually as a color. So I see that energy recirculating through us. And then I say prayers for both of us. I thank you for being there with me. I wish you great joy, happiness, prosperity, radiant good health. And then I ask my guide for a message for you about your destiny, purpose in life, and the other information you need to know. Then I start hearing it one word at a time. It's my thinking voice I hear. It's not some booming voice of God or some fairy voice. It's my voice that I hear.
What I found interesting, I've only had one experience with you, but what I found interesting is that it actually took you longer to write the message than to paint the painting.
Yes, it does.
Well, sometimes it does, because the last one you did for me, which was amazing with the trees and the leaves, that took longer than the message. It was beautiful, and you had never done anything like that for me before. And when you talk about the energy and you connect it, and being an empathic person myself, I know every time I'm with you and you touch me, I can feel that angelic, angel-like energy coming from you. And so, yeah, I remember though, the last painting you did for me the painting was a lot longer than the reading, but it was like you were putting a lot of energy in that portrait for me.
Yeah, and I like it when I can take my time with people. I think at the fair that I painted for Deborah, and my friend Agnes was with me, and she helped move me along. So I knew I only had a short period of time with each person, but if I have a longer period of time with people, it gets more involved, and my opinions are meant to be used as a tool to help you remember who and what you are. A very powerful soul having a human experience or focusing through a human apparatus. So that's what it is.
Well, what's interesting to me is that I have a difficulty remembering names, but I've never forgotten yours. And I also have a pretty good recall most conversations which I've utilized in my investigative business. It's always been very helpful. And one of the things that I recall, and I've always pondered it because I don't think I really fully grasped the meaning, is when you were talking about angel and angel DNA. And Gail said that you're very knowledgeable about that. And I would wonder if there's something you'd like to talk about on that.
Well, my guys, they give me information, and what I'm about to say is probably going to be kind of controversial, and so I don't
good.
pose in any way. So please, just take what you like, disregard all the rest. But what they have told me is that all life in this galaxy is some form of angelic essence. That all of the animals, all the plants, all humans. And I remember telling you that I thought that I could feel your angelic presence. It was very high. You're such a joyful kind of spirit that your joy overrules your misery. So that's awesome. That's really cool.
I can't believe you remember our conversation 6 years ago.
Well, I can just kind of tap back into people's energy sometimes. So, and plus, Gail had mentioned it a little bit too.
Oh.
So. But anyway, there are some souls that are more energetically empowered with angelic energy, and angels are not really what we think they are. It's what our soul energy is. It's a divine, eternal life force. And there's other life forces like what I'm calling angelic energy in other galaxies and other universes. But our essence, our soul energy is angelic in form. Everyone's is. We're all part of the same essence. Some people have stronger angelic ties than others, or maybe their energy is a little bit higher, more pronounced. But there was a war fought, the Angel Wars. Some people remember being, and I've painted for people before that were part of the Angel Wars. So their angelic essence is extremely strong, and usually they're of the Michael tribe. My guides tell me there's different angelic tribes, which is Raphael, healers. Michael is the protectors of Earth. Uriel is like what I am, part of the, we receive information and give information, so we're educators. The presence within us, that eternal divine energy that we call angelic energy, one domination in this galaxy. Does that make sense? Not really, I'm sure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, it does.
Yeah.
So that's, we're all part, we all have a divine energy with us. So especially during this time, and this is very interesting times we live in, right? My guides told me probably 6 years ago at one of Gail's fairs in Waxahachie that ascension, because ever since I started studying metaphysics, ascension theory and ascension studies for me in 1989, they talked about ascension, so it's like we're going to, like, I don't know, just magically disappear or something, so that never makes sense. But what my guides told me at Gail's fair that day was that ascension was going to be like having a flip, where you're going to feel kind of bad for a while, and then you're going to come out with a new sense of awareness. So ascension is just a word for awareness. So I say this affirmation every day, several times. I am the ascension in the light, which means I am the knowledge, or I am the awareness in the knowledge. So we're in an interesting time. So I hope that humanity comes out, because we're evolving right now, right? This is our opportunity to evolve as a planet, as a whole, the inhabitants of the planet. So I hope that we come out with a new sense of awareness of with better choices, or at least different choices than what we have in the past, that we're all part of the same energetic expression, And so we should act as such. We should love as such. And we should take care with ourselves and others, and to understand that we have true power within us, true, absolute, divine power within us. But we've been told all our life that we're only human. And if you're female, then you're only a girl and you're human. So
you're subhuman. Yeah, I grew up in a society where you're just a girl, and you're just a girl, And I actually had a father that said, "It's too bad you're just a girl because you could do great things if you were a man." I actually grew up hearing that message.
Oh, geez, that's sad, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because actually, we're the ones that give life.
Exactly.
God wouldn't be anywhere without us.
Exactly.
That's right.
Well, I have to tell you because we're not here just to be absorbing information. We're here to dissect information. I think, at least I am. And when you say things, sometimes, Kay, my mind goes, "Oh no, that's not right," because of the logic and the programming that we've received.
Yeah, it's the programming.
And but I have to tell you, when you're talking about the warrior angels and stuff, I have to share this with you because I really would like your input. Several years ago, my husband and I went to Carlsbad Caverns. Okay, I love caves, which is weird because I get claustrophobic.
Me too.
But I don't in caves. I feel very energized in caves.
I just did in the elevator going down.
Yeah.
Don't like that. Huh.
But at Carlsbad, I got out of the elevator and went, "I know this place." And I started describing our walk before we did it.
Ooh.
And I told Scott, I said, "There was a battle here." And I said, "Look, here are the people I know, and you can see their wingspans." That's the words that came out of my mouth. I had no idea what I was saying. And you could see angels embedded in the rock.
Right.
And I was so overwhelmed. I didn't know whether to stop or just to keep. I just wanted to run through and find everything. And I knew what was around every bin. And I had been there.
It's so awesome to finally be in a place that sparks that remembrance of who and what you are.
But what do you do with that information, though? What's the point of it? My logic mind now goes in and goes, "Okay, great. So now what? What do you do with that?"
The point is understanding that you're powerful. So that means that you are in control. We're not in control of circumstances around us so much, but we are always in control of our reactions to circumstances. So you have a choice. Whenever something, it's like every so often I take inventory of my life, and I've discovered that all the crappy ass things that's happened to me in my life is so that I'm able to relate to just about anybody.
Right. Exactly.
So that's what the purpose of this is to understand that you are more than just human, and that you have the power to create your world with your thoughts and your ideas. That's why I like affirmations, is because when I'm focusing in a way that is not conducive to creating a happy life for myself, then I can use an affirmation to stop that thought. I can have some thought tornadoes, going on. So it stops that thought, helps me refocus in a positive manner. So our words are important, our thoughts are important, what we feed our body is important. It's and to be compassionate to other people and to ourselves. I think we're here to understand that we are a formless expression of focusing through form. So it's not, the journey is the most important thing. My guys tell me it's like, understand that if you got on a plane and went to Paris, but you never got off the plane, it's like, yeah, you went to Paris, but you didn't have any kind of experiences other than just the plane. So it's important to get off that plane, go look around, do all those other things. So it's the journey that's more important. And we're here collecting information for our souls. And souls want to have every kind of experience possible. Now, humans, not so much.
No. Oh, the heck with those humans.
It's like so mission. So a lot of people that that experience loss, like in my case with my husband and my grandchild, it's like my guys told me that he was not his soul energy was not going to evolve any further, and so he chose to. In fact, it was part of our agreement that I would go on and do my thing. and we had our time together. We were married just short of 38 years.
Oh my.
So, yeah, so I didn't know how to be without him, so I had to learn how to be without him. But anyway, so we're here to collect all this information and to have these experiences and to make choices. We have a choice every day.
I'm fascinated by some of the things you say. I remember, number one, I felt like I was at home in that cavern.
Yeah.
And then the words that you had told me in my painting reading came to me at that time. And then I also recalled the words my grandmother told me when I was very, very young. And she says, "You are a warrior of the spirit." And I never fully grasped what that meant until then. And I don't even really think I understand what it means, but it just felt right for the first time in my life.
Right. So when you're in a place like you experienced in Carlsbad, or when I'm painting for someone, you just have this sense of timelessness where it all connects and it all flows. And so you're really who and what you are at that particular moment in time and space. I've been doing energetic experiments in the last few weeks since I've been at home with a friend of mine, and we have discovered so many things together that's just so much fun and fascinating, and we might not have had the opportunity to do this had this pause not happened worldwide, because we're so busy doing all the time. You know, we don't ever take time to really a lot of times to really understand and to bring forth and to embrace our divine energies. People don't even know. The first time I read that I could do this, there's two books I suggested people. One is called The Way of Mastery by the Shakti Christo Foundation, and the other one is Love Without End by Glenda Green. So in the Way of Mastery, at the end of each chapter, it has a visualization or a meditation on how to absorb the information in that chapter. So this one particular, now I've read hundreds and hundreds of books, right? But this particular one, it had this exercise about imagine yourself as Christ for 5 minutes, and it's like, oh my God, I can't do that. That's for Jesus. I'll be struck down by lightning if I do that. No, because I was raised Southern Baptist. You can't do that. So I did that. It took me a couple days, but I did do that visualization, and it felt so right. And I remembered I was a disciple of Jesus. I had an instant past life remembrance, and it wasn't I wasn't one of the 12, but I was one of the thousands at that time. And I sat beside him, and I listened to him, and it's like, okay, this makes sense to me now. Because as a child, I went to church. My parents didn't. They just brought me off every Sunday because I wanted to go from the time I was probably 4.
But you know, that really is congruent with what they teach. Because I grew up Southern Baptist too, and also Assembly of God, because we had both in the family. So wow, that was a rock and roll. But
yeah, seriously.
But you know, they always teach us that we are to be Christ-like, that Jesus is our example of how to live, and he's God in physical form. And so if you look at neuro-linguistic programming, the best way to be able to emulate another person's actions is to imagine yourself stepping into their body.
Right.
So that was a great combination of science and spirituality.
So the funny thing about religion is it's taught you to be Christ-like, but that you're born in sin. It's like, how does that work?
Well,
Exactly.
My whole premise on sin is that it's not about the fact that we sin, it's about the fact that we feel guilty about what we don't do well, and it's that guilt that separates us from God. So Jesus' whole purpose in life is to make us have a life where we don't have to feel guilty, we shouldn't feel guilty, guilt is not a part of our lives, because that's the only thing that separates us from God. And if we don't feel guilty, then we have a deeper relationship. That's the way I perceive it.
Exactly, and guilt is a control method.
Absolutely.
Religion was created by man to control man.
Absolutely.
And
Absolutely.
woman, you know. So it's all very interesting. So I've learned, and it took me a year to decide to do this, but in Glenda Green's book, she's a wonderful portrait artist, and she painted a portrait of Jesus.
It's beautiful.
Yes, and this book, it just, she has conversations with Jesus. She said he came to her for 40 days. I don't know what 40 has to do with anything, but for 40 days, in visible form, and they have these discussions about why there's this, why there's that, why. You know, so it's a really good book to read if you want to know all the whys of our world. But in doing so, there's a meditation inside of there that teaches you about your sacred heart space. And so it took me about a year, and I made a deliberate decision to function in and of my sacred heart and to embrace my divine energies. Now, I do this to heal my body. I didn't have insurance until just recently when I got on Medicare. And that's only because it was provided for me, you know. I haven't had insurance for about 7 years, so I've learned how to heal my body. So people don't know. Like my poor mom, she was sick and had a headache ever since I've known her, you know. So people don't know they don't have to be sick. They don't know that they can heal themselves. They don't know that they can create a world of beauty around them with just their thoughts and their ideas and their reactions to things. So I hope that, you know, that's why I'm here, is to help people understand who and what they are. Powerful souls, functioning through human bodies. So, you know, there's so much to do and so much to learn and so much to explore. I don't know how anybody could ever be bored with life.
And I love being in this situation that we're in. I know that it's driving a lot of people batshit crazy, and I feel bad for them, and I worry about people that live by themselves. I always say a special prayer for Elizabeth because she's at home by herself. And but
it's true. It's true. The people that are single are really having to come to realization of, do you really like yourself?
Right. Well, you know, I had that conversation with myself yesterday because I was focusing on what I can't do. And it's like, cranky. I'm going, well, I can't go to Walmart. I got to wear those masks, and I feel like I'm suffocating. You know, I have claustrophobia. So I was all twerked up. And so I finally realized, after a couple glasses of wine, mind you, so I can relax my energies, say a prayer, and it's like, oh yeah, I was focusing on what I can't do instead of what I can do.
Right.
So by shifting your focus makes a big difference with everything in your perspective, because your reality is your perspective.
Isn't it amazing how smart you get when you drink wine, though?
Yeah, really. I have one of those glasses, you know, from games.
Anything. I mean, anything can help.
Yeah, anything. So the awesome thing is, especially Deborah, you were talking about praying for Elizabeth, is that you're learning to hold space for someone, which is for yourself and for those that you care for. And if we can learn to hold space for our world, you know, with just our thoughts, and to be able to activate the divine, radiant, powerful, good energies instead of focusing on what's not good, things will change. Hopefully that we can do that. So.
Well, I think that we're facilitating change with what we're doing here and having guests like you on, because it's really funny. I am getting more people aggravating me right now than I did when I was not confined to my house, just because I have a lot of people questioning what we're doing here. Because I do identify as a Christian, and I have a lot of people going, what are you doing with this metaphysical stuff? And I'm like, well, they're not separate, you know?
No, Jesus is very metaphysical. I mean, gosh, he could bilocate, and he developed his energetic body. My name, K.A., that means soul in Egyptian.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Isn't it?
Of course, yes.
I didn't get that, yeah.
I didn't even know that until I went to Egypt, and it's like, oh yeah. So by strengthening our energetic bodies also, now that's a fun thing to do.
Well, and we have to be level with our mind, body, and spirit. And that's what we're all about here. And anything that makes the world a better place for people, that's what we're about here. But the thing that gets me, and you really hit on it with it, Kay, is that if you like the supernatural, there's nothing more supernatural than Christianity. You can raise the dead, you can walk on water.
Seriously.
You know, it doesn't get any more supernatural like that. And I participate in a prophetic Bible study, and where we all sit down and share these messages as part of our Bible study. And I'm like, why aren't all churches doing that, you know? And
well, you know, because there's variety. We got to allow for that. So, and it's the journey. It's like we're all here on our journey to figure out who and what we are.
Well, when I figure it out, I'll call you, baby.
Oh, I know what you are.
Well, but don't tell anybody. No, I really am trying to figure it out. So, and I just take it as it comes and just work with what I got and try to make it better. So.
There you go. That's what we're here to do. Have fun. I just realized, about earlier end of last year, that we're here to have fun. It's like, darn, how come no one sent me that memo earlier? It's like,
Seriously. Yeah.
It's
We
like,
all need that memo.
they didn't have my address or something, because it's like I didn't know that last year. So that's my resolution. My New Year's resolution is to have fun.
You know what the most fun in the world is? Is to either make Elizabeth laugh or to embarrass her, or both.
No. We don't. Well, no, laughing's okay.
Deborah's idea of fun, yes.
Laughter is good for the soul.
Yes.
It helps. It does. It really
It
does.
lifts the vibrations. Yeah.
I like embarrassing her too,
Really,
though.
I really get into the idea of the angels, because when I do readings for people, that happens from time to time. The Archangel Michael will show up, or like you said, Raphael, or going, all through them. And I never really connected it as, now I know Michael is the warrior. I've got an affinity with Michael. He's helped me several times.
Right.
And I never thought about being part of his, let's say, tribe, but it makes sense now.
Mm-hmm.
But it's
because
actually, in essence, it's not Michael helping you. It's your essence of Michael that's coming through.
Right.
Oh.
I mean,
Oh.
there's not
Yeah.
something outside of you.
It's inside.
It's you. It's your energy of Michael. So
Right.
it's you that's doing this. Your higher being, your essence is of that tribe. So there's different tribes. There's soul groups, which is different than a soul tribe.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So it's not Michael. It's you. It's really you.
That makes sense.
Your Michael essence is coming out.
Right.
So, and Deborah, when you were in Carlsbad, it was a reactivation of dormant DNA that allowed you to remember your divine presence.
It was incredible. I've only had one experience in my life that was more intense, and that was when I had a near-death experience. And
Ooh, that'll do.
yeah,
Wow.
that'll knock the socks off of you. Let me tell you.
Wow, I haven't had that, thank God.
But you know what? I tell you what, I'd go back and do it every day if I could, because it was so incredibly wonderful.
Well, see how strong and powerful you are?
What now? I'm sorry, I didn't get that.
See how strong and powerful you are, that you can come back from a near-death experience with a greater sense of self?
Well, I was given a choice. That was the thing that was really a huge part of that experience. I had a choice, and I did choose to come back.
Right.
Not sure why I did sometimes, but
Oh, sure, you did.
Your family needed you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
my family needed me. They
For a
did.
reason.
They did. But
Well, you needed to do this or torture me, one of the two.
Exactly.
why can't I have it all? I want it all.
I think it's all the above.
I used to have a T-shirt that said that, "Dear Santa, I want it all."
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah. My favorite shirt said, "She who must be obeyed," and nobody ever gets that memo.
Yeah, that was the best.
Yes.
Well, we're all part goddess, right?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Mine's in my butt though. That's the biggest part of me.
Well, you know what? Butts are in nowadays, so why not?
But we're all going to have that shape by the time this is over. So
Oh,
that's okay.
yeah.
Kay, I just find you to be so fascinating. I like to hear almost everybody's story. Everybody has an interesting story. But I find you one of the most fascinating human beings I have ever encountered, really. And thought that the first time I met you, and I have to be honest, when I first heard about you coming, I'm like, oh, that's a bunch of shit. And I really didn't want to like you.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to crawl in your lap when I finally laid eyes on you.
Thank you.
know?
Thank you.
So
Thank you. I appreciate you too.
I said the S word, didn't I?
Yes, you did.
I'm sorry.
That's okay.
I'm trying so hard to be good. I'm trying.
So,
Well,
Kay,
I'm the last person to tell you not to do something.
That's right. That's right. That's my get out of jail card free.
Yes, that's
Free
good.
card.
I've already done it, so we're good.
So, Kay, you're gonna be along. We've had Cheryl Andre at the Dallas Psychic Fair and Sandra Larson the other day.
Yes.
And by the way, I think you and Sandra's energies are really a lot alike.
Oh,
Very angelic.
Yeah.
You two, your energies are a lot alike, and it's very
thank
lovely.
you. That's a really great compliment because she's so lovely. She just has
She is.
lovely,
Yes.
beautiful energies. Yes.
And yours is too.
Absolutely.
So you guys are you're going to be on the virtual psychic fair the first Sunday in May with them doing your paintings, right?
Well, yeah, they can. I'm going to be a vendor this time instead of a reader. So they can go to my storefront as a vendor, and they can. I'll have special pricing. The soul portraits will be special price for that day. They go up the rest of the month, but you can purchase soul portraits there. And my new products is a soul symbol, so it's a personalized symbol that can be used to help you enter your own sense of self. And it comes with an explanation of why that is your personal symbol. And then I have a couple of other new products that I'm debuting that is a soul, a journey. And so this is a past life, whatever past lives, 1 to 3 past lives that have bearing on your life now. And then I'm offering a soulmate journey painting also, which could be between you and somebody else.
Wow.
So those are new products that I'm offering, and I have some little postcards. It's a prerequisite to developing my own tarot decks. I have a lot of paintings. I always take, photos of people's paintings, and then I crop them, and sometimes I make prints out of them. And so, yes, so I'll be on the Dallas Fair website, all month, so they can purchase through there. I'm going to be at Miracles of Joy on their virtual fair this next weekend. I think it's on Saturday. And I'm trying to become more technologically advanced, which is, not easy for me, because you can't do that with a paintbrush. Then I'm trying to do that. Then I can offer online mentoring classes too. I also do spiritual coaching or mentoring, and so that I have some, just kind of like the cliff notes of what I've learned in my life and what works for me. So I'm teaching other people the same methods of what things that have worked for me to move forward in my life.
Well, Kay, you can always go to the Spiritual Neighborhood page. We have not been telling everybody this. We need to go back and email everybody, Elizabeth and Gail. You can always go to the Spiritual Neighborhood page and post there. You have to like the page first if you haven't liked it, but it should let you post then. And you can always post when your fairs are, and when you have classes, and use that as a place to advertise. And, and also this video will be up on our YouTube, and you can use that at any time to advertise. And here's our advertisement. No.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. I love it. I love your format and what you're doing together. You just have so much fun. It's like, oh gosh, it's like a everyday party.
Well, you know what? My best ideas come when I'm bored. So.
Well, I've had such a wonderful time with y'all.
Tell them your link for your website and your email before you go, please.
Okay, my website is khorn.com. You can also buy things there, but I tell you what, it's just easier if you text me. And FYI, I don't answer phone calls that are not part of my contacts, so text me at 214-649-5967.
Cool.
And I'm on Instagram and Facebook. Now, I'm really bad at Facebook. I have a business page, so don't think I'm rude if I miss your message, because I'm just now learning how to reply to those messages that I get. So, but I'm better at Instagram.
Maybe we should have a class on Facebook, because I am the Facebook queen.
Oh, man.
That wouldn't be a bad idea.
Yeah.
Seriously. On some Tuesday, we need to discuss that.
We can do that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm so glad you came to see us, and I'm so glad that you shared all of your talents, or at least part of your talents, with us, and hope you can come back and visit again sometime.
I'd love to.
So.
I'd love to. Anytime, let me know.
Anybody got any more questions?
Ladies. It's a pleasure meeting you, Elizabeth.
A pleasure to meet you too, Kay. I'm excited to actually meet you in person and get one of those soul portraits. I'm really excited about this.
You'll love it, love it, love it, love it, love it, love it.
I will love it, I'm sure.
Thank you, Gail. Also, I always enjoy your energies. Thank you so much for your love and your support.
Thank
We
you.
love you too, and thank you so much for sharing your energy with us.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Have a great day.
All right.
Have a great day.
Bye-bye.
Bye, Kate.
Are you clicking? Oh, she clicked. Okay.
Yes.
We're still live though.
Yes, we're still recording, so we're not finished.
Okay, so I have to be honest. My logical brain and my spiritual body are like this sometimes, and but I think it is that Southern Baptist background that creates that problem sometimes. I really do.
I think that's the first filter in a lot of cases for most people is however it is that your religious experience has been. And if it has been that, there is that filter. I was very fortunate though. My mom was very, very ahead of her time in many ways, and she questioned everything. That Aquarian mind, why? Of course, being raised in the Deep South, my first question is, how come there's no people of color in this room?
Yeah.
And you're saying we're all equal, and there's no color here?
Exactly.
And, I didn't get that at all. And the answer my grandparents gave was, well, because they have their own church. It was like...
Why? Yeah, why?
I don't understand that either. But I do understand that we do sometimes go through that filter and then go into at least being open to new ideas or at least new thoughts. It doesn't mean you have to agree with it. It's just, can you be open to a new thought?
Yeah, I sometimes I put up on Facebook things from our history, especially where I grew up or here in Dallas. And I put up a picture the other day of the KKK having a rally at the State Fair of Texas here in Dallas. And they were advertising it. They were telling them where to park. They had pictures. Like this was like, the Boy Scouts, And it's still surprising to me that this happened less than 100 years ago. Some of it happened less than 50 years ago. And that kind of stuff was just accepted and expected. That's the part that gets me. Not just it was accepted, it was expected. And I'm just like, okay, I think we've come a long way, but have we?
Well, I think we have more information now than we did, and I think they've always been there, and it will always continue to be there. But I also think we're really actually seeing that it is more prevalent out there than all of us thought. I mean, there's a lot of, hate crimes today are staggering in many, many ways. One of the saddest things I think I've read in a long time, and somebody put this out there on Facebook, was that, do you realize there have been 0 school shootings?
Mm-hmm.
Because the kids aren't in school.
Well, there's a lot of things that are overlapping in what's wrong with our society. And you know what I think we should talk about one day is generational curses. I poo-pooed that most of my life. But I will tell you that I do now believe in generational curses from a spiritual standpoint, and it is biblical, so it is Christian, it's metaphysical, it covers all the bases, and that's one of the things that we have maybe to bring awareness to that will help break some of these cycles even better and faster is working against these generational curses. And I know that when I started breaking the generational curses that I saw in my family, my peace of mind just went through the roof. And a lot of things that where people were adversarial toward me and resistant started falling away. The walls just literally came tumbling down. And I think it's something that's really worth investigating and even maybe doing some lectures or classes about, because people don't talk about it. And but it's very...
Well, I think there's a good connection between the way we react in our info and from the past.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason I know it's more connected to, it's just from the information that I get from the Native Americans, because that's our history. coming forward. And, we're getting messages from them as well. We get messages from our angels and spirit guides. We get messages from our, deceased loved ones. We do get messages, and our job is to keep our vibration up and as positive as we possibly can so we can still communicate. It isn't that they grow fainter, I don't believe. I think it's because we don't put as much energy in keeping up with the energy. They're causing us to stretch. They want us to grow. They want us to reach a different level of vibration, and that's to stretch us to become better people. So I want to say one thing, and then I'll shut up on this. It's somebody was asking about, well, what do you guys do? My theory is this: what good deed have you done? Do you do nice things for people? If you do, what are they? And why don't you let us know what you're doing?
Exactly.
Are you making masks for people? Are you feeding people? Are you checking in on homeless people? I mean, is there something that you do that you're proud of that you've done, not for a compensation, but let's just say from the heart? Because we're not getting paid for this.
Oh, we're not?
We're doing this for free.
No wonder I haven't gotten a check.
That's right. Oh, by the way, did I say you were going to get paid? I don't think so.
Dadgummit.
We're doing this because it's fun. We're wanting other people to know you make a difference. Let us know what you do. How do you make a difference? What are you doing meditation? Are you singing? What do you do that brings joy to you, but it also brings joy to other people? Because I think after 50 to 60 days, I've run out of ideas. Now, the only thing left now is go out and trim that tree, which I don't want to do, but I really, need to go and trim a tree. It's like, this is, okay, I've got to have something else to do here. Tell me what y'all are doing.
The thing about it is that, like I said earlier, I'm enjoying this, and my life has not changed horribly. It has changed, though. I don't get to go out and meet people at parties, and I'm not making any money. I don't get to go do my investigations, so I'm not making any money. But otherwise, I'm enjoying. I can't tell you how much I look forward to our time together every day, and it's because I feel like we're doing something incredible. Number one, but I just enjoy the camaraderie as well. The be able to exchange ideas and things of that nature. But I do want to plant this seed for people to think about. They have said now that, like, when you get an organ transplant, that changes your body because of the DNA of that organ. So, like, the people that have heart transplants now like foods that they didn't used to like, or they actually develop talents they didn't have. So, take that a step further. I was having this conversation the other day, and I found it so intriguing. What if some of our past lives memories are not actually our own memories, but part of our DNA from our ancestors? Because think about it. Okay, a woman has all of her eggs in her womb when she's born. So if I was in my mother's womb when she was born, didn't I participate in all of her memories as well? And
the joys and the hurt.
Yes, before I was born, I was there with her, and her with her mother.
You came in.
Exactly. So I just think there's so
That's
much.
A fascinating thought.
There's so much we don't know.
You were also your great-great-grandmother.
So there's a lot there.
That explains a lot.
Shut up.
That explains a lot. Although I did not get the cooking gene from any of my relatives. I got zero cooking gene. My oldest nephew got it. I mean, he's a fabulous cook. But that's not the gene that I got. I did not get that gene. I did get the ironing gene. I will iron, it skipped my mom and went right over, her and went right to me. But the what you're talking about, the energy that affects other people. My mom had an aortic valve replacement, and we got it from St. Jude's Children's Center. So it's not just for children. They actually help adults as well. So she got a bovine aortic valve. And honest to God, this is true. Her connection to beef changed. Everything changed. you know, her idea on meat or anything along those lines. It totally changed. So I knew from her firsthand experience that there is a connection here between us, animals, and how we can change.
Well,
I know that for a fact.
I still don't know how I feel about my experience in the cavern at Carlsbad, but I know that it changed me. And I know that it.
Well, there, you know, you could just open that door, and there's so many different things that could come out. That's just really.
You know, well, I am a spiritual warrior that I have embraced for what it doesn't matter where it came from. I do,
Right.
and but I just don't know where that's going to lead me to now. I'm just waiting to see what happens next. I figured that I'm here. I need to be doing something. I came back for a reason. Let's figure it out and just keep plugging forward, you know. But
And here we are.
yeah, and I know everybody out there has got some interesting stories on, you know, and we
Yes.
want to hear them,
Yes.
you know. And
Get in touch. Subscribe. We only need 13 people. Please subscribe so we can get this on a more personalized basis.
well, and I'm also going to give y'all another gift because this is all about us giving right now, and we're just going to keep giving until it hurts. If you will email either one of us personally or email us at thespiritualneighborhood@gmail.com and ask us a question, we will answer it live on the air the next day.
That'd be cool.
Boy, did I open a can of worms.
Wow.
I know, wow.
Okay, I have a feeling it may be puppet day.
We may not be able to answer all of them, so we'll just have to pick it.
Well, if we only get one, we will. If we get 100, we won't. But we will try to answer all the questions. And we will try.
Yeah, ask a question.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Yeah.
We may just have question and answer day. Who knows?
I would love to do that. And we might even start letting y'all come join us in the room if y'all behave yourselves.
It's fun.
Look who's talking. Me.
Well, it can be muted. It can be muted. That's true.
Sign language. Oh, no, never mind.
I wouldn't do that. Yeah, I would.
Do you understand the words coming out of my mouth?
Well, I can't say anything. I've already had the major screw up this week, so we'll just let everything. Yeah, just don't listen to me.
So here's a little plug too for our channel, and also kind of pat myself on the back. I don't mind taking credit for this.
Go right ahead.
I started some new videos that I'm putting up as well on our YouTube channel and sharing it. And they're gonna be 5 to 10 minutes, and they're just little things on how to improve your relationships. I mean, even though it's about us being in our homes and not going out, it's really about communications and the quality of communications and how to be able to have great communications. And so there's 2 of them up so far. And one is how to be genuine and how to tell your child how you love them 100 different ways. But
Yeah.
the focus of that is how to connect to the emotion where you want to tell them that you love them. You have to want to tell them before you do it. Children they have a built-in bullshit meter. And if you tell them something and you are not feeling it, they know it. So I have a little exercise to reconnect. And then I did one today on
Children and animals.
Oh, yeah.
They know.
Oh, yeah.
And old people.
Yeah.
So I have a question for you, Deborah, because I like that one a lot. But one of the things I see a lot with some parents is this, and maybe you can find, take a list of these words and show people what words to replace them with. Like some people might say to their kid, that was really stupid. You know better than that.
Oh,
what is a better way?
I hate that.
A better way to say is that here's what I do this with adults and children. Did you get what you wanted when you did that? And if the answer is no, and it usually is, if they're being honest and not on their pride platform, they'll go, okay, so what do you think you could have done better or done differently to get what you wanted? Okay, because the bottom line is, people, we communicate. The reason we talk, even monkeys and other animals that can't talk, we all communicate even when we don't speak. You cannot not communicate. I could sit here like this for an hour and I'm communicating, okay? You may not like what I'm communicating, but I'm communicating.
I'm
So,
not gonna say just what popped in my head.
so,
I didn't want to know. I'm not going to go there. It's like,
so what can you do? So I always just say, what did you get what you want?
I don't want to know. I don't want to know.
I mean, you have to remember, I have two grandchildren that have mental health issues. All right, and they're under the age of 10. And you talk about wild animals, okay? Children are wild animals anyway, I think. But when they have mental health issues, the chaos for them mentally and spiritually is overwhelming for everyone around them. And I just look at them and go, was that what you wanted to do? Did you get what you wanted? And what do you think you could have done differently? If they don't know, I'll say, then let's sit down and give you options. Because the bottom line is, the more options any person has to choose from, the higher the ratio of success becomes. So most people do the same thing over and over and over because they don't know what to do over, how to do it differently, when to do it differently. So,
Well, see, there's a long list of things like that I would love, just like somebody saying, that was really bad what you did. Pointing out something, and that tells a kid they're bad.
well, first of all, you shouldn't tell them anything. You should ask questions. You should always say, was that what you wanted? Did you intend for that result? Are you happy?
Right.
That's my big one. Are you happy? And that opens the
What'd
door.
that do for you?
Yeah. Did you get what you wanted? Did you want to make me cry? Did you want to make me crazy today?
Are you happy now? I hope you are. Okay.
But-
Well,
so.
okay. So tomorrow is Cheryl Cole. Join us tomorrow.
We're going to be talking about therapy of hair.
Neighborhood@gmail.com.
Yeah.
And subscribe, please. We need 13 people. Please subscribe.
Yeah.
We're so excited. We're so close.
Yeah.
We are so close to 100. Oh.
And let me
please.
point out, what we've done is that we have set little bitty goals for ourselves, just because this gives us
That's our
motivation to do this, to keep doing this, because y'all are not giving us enough feedback. I would like more feedback. I would like to see more interaction.
Send that directly to Deborah. Deborah wants the feedback, please.
Well, we're all having really a lot
At
of fun,
gmail.com.
but we'd like to see everybody have fun.
Elizabeth, what am I saying to you right now?
Yeah. It's time to leave. I think
All right.
it's time to stop the recording and we need to go. I think that's what that is.
Thank you, everybody, for
Okay,
joining
bye,
us.
everybody.